Alrighty, we're live. A little late, but live. Okay, yep, there goes OBS forgetting how to look at Katawa Shoujo. Gives me a moment to shake my drink. Come on, OBS. Hello, my dear. Welcome to the stream. Come on. There we go. I swear the lid on this cup is getting tighter. Feels like it takes more force to open each time. Okay. You gonna work for me, OBS? Can you display it again? You were displaying it. Oh boy. Return, load. It picks it up eventually, most of the time. I don't know why it's struggling. The options. Check the extras. Check the load screen. OBS, why are you struggling to pick this up? Like, you're definitely detecting... Yeah, you're definitely detecting the right application. So would you actually detect the application and show it? You were doing it at the very start of the stream before I actually tapped into the game. OBS seems to be getting worse and worse at detecting Katawa Shoujo. What if I load into... Okay. Maybe does it just need like a scene transition? Is that what it needs for whatever reason? Okay, I would hope to sit in the main menu to recap last time, but alrighty. Because yeah, last time was a lot of things happened. No, but yeah. We got to a point where, yeah, I think in this scene, it's just after Hisao has woken up after previous night, where yeah, there was a sex scene that sounds like it shouldn't really have happened. From what I can gather from the rest of the context, it's something that kind of wasn't really great. But at this choice, I ended up making what I'm assuming is the wrong choice and got the bad ending. I do have a save at the choice that came before this, so that might... I don't know if this is one of those ones where it will make a proper difference. Yeah, Hisao is trying to... Well, he's not really trying. He wants to understand Rin, but is not really... But is kind of... At the moment, feels like he's putting a lot of pressure on Rin, kind of like it's as if it's her fault for not trying hard enough to make herself understood. So, the then explain option did not end up going well, so I'm going to hope that I need to understand is where we're supposed to be going. I need to understand why. I'm not going to give up, you know. Okay, if I had known that kind of like that was like the full line, I probably would have known that that was the better choice. I don't know, it's some of the ways the responses in Katawa Shoujo are worded feel very ambiguous. It's like, oh, I just remember was it Oh yeah, Door Monster did a sketch on like dialogue trees, I think called dialogue shrubs. Probably because it puts the ball in Rin's court rather than put pressure on her with the didn't explain option. Yeah, I suppose. So, yeah, I know the. I just find the dialogue shrub sketch funny because it's kind of like the character is looking at the option. It's kind of like, okay, I've just had a long day. I've been doing a lot of dungeon crawling and stuff. I'm not here to talk to this NPC like a long-winded dialogue on like the history of the village and such. I just want to get to the point. Tell me where the inn is. So he chooses the dialogue option that says, I can't remember what it is, but it's something about like to the point. And his character like grabs the NPC by the scruff of his neck and just goes like, "Now, listen here. I don't want any backstory. I don't want any subs like history or anything from you. I just want you to tell me exactly what I need to know and nothing else. Or so help me, I will fireball you." The character's like, "Whoa, that was a little more extreme than what the dialogue seemed to suggest." And he goes, "Okay, well, I guess I need to apologize now." So he clicks on the apologize button. At which point his character is like fully prostrates and goes, "I'm so sorry for my great for my great insult. Here, have all of my rare items." And I know it's obviously exaggerated, but I do feel I have played games before with dialogue trees where what the option presented to you is kind of doesn't quite cover what the actual response is. But yeah, I'm getting completely sidetracked. And it's only been like 2 lines of dialogue. Rin's shoulders slump and she frowns. "I know. I do want to be there for you, but I can't do that unless I know how. Just let me do the thing the way I want. That's all." "Fine. I don't care." This all feels like it's going back. "You wanted to change? You wanted to destroy yourself? You want this exhibition more than anything, right?" "Yes." "Okay. Then do it." It's hard, like, here I'm kind of like, hard to tell, like, how frustrated is Hisao, like, voicing this? She doesn't respond, or even show acknowledgement of understanding. Okay, that frustrated. I'm grinding my teeth together, frustrated beyond anything I thought possible. I want to grab her in the shoulders and shake her up, shake her until she comes to her senses. I look at her, and in that moment I know with crystal clear certainty that there is nothing I can do for Rin. None of the words I know would reach her. But still, I think that, for whatever reason, you think it's important that you go this way, all the way to the end. Even if it's not healthy for you, on many different levels. But I'll have nothing to do with it. I can't accept being treated like this and not understanding the reasons for it. I'm finished here. Didn't you just say you weren't going to give up, Isao? This also feels like we're going in the same direction as the other option. The full weight of what I said sinks in the silent distance between us. Rin doesn't show any reaction, nor even blinks her eyes. She just stares at, or through me, quietly. That's fine. Her voice is perfectly calm, emotionless like an announcement that the 7:30 train will be 7 minutes late. With those words, Rin made her choice, and I made mine. If I've ever secretly wanted to change her mind, it's too late for that. I take a hard, long look at Rin, hoping that it conveys my feelings. Without knowing whether it does or not, I leave the atelier for the last time, feeling empty and anxious like so many times before. Okay. How was I don't remember like too many like specific lines of dialogue, but that felt very similar to what happened last time. At least I wouldn't want to give up Renaissance. Yeah, I suppose so, but yeah, I suppose the biggest difference was Rin didn't seem to get. I remember Rin, I think, being more frustrated, possibly even angry. In the other option, but it's still like the. You don't blame him for stepping back and being like, I don't want to be treated this. No. Yeah, I kind of get that, but I also, I suppose maybe because I can empathize a bit more with Rin, that I get Rin's, like, Hisao seems to be like really, what's the word? Like, he just doesn't believe Rin when Rin says like she can't explain. He seems to be completely hearing that as she just doesn't want to, or that. Because I've been in that situation before, like particularly when I've been with counseling or therapy, and I kind of like, well, how does that make you feel? I'm like, I don't have words for my feelings a lot of the time. They're just they're abstract concepts that you can't apply words to. Like, I can understand why that's frustrating for Hisao, but part of me feel, from the way I'm seeing it, he's ignoring like what Rin is saying and is just focusing on what she's not saying. Alrighty. Back to the story though. We'll see how things can hopefully be patched up. I do wonder if I've kind of locked myself into the neutral ending though. I think he's interpreting her. I can't find the words to explain as I don't know. Well, but to be fair, that also kind of like just leans into the problem I'm saying, that he's not. If she doesn't know, pressuring her isn't going to like give her the answer. Again, at least with my experience, like when I've been pressured like that, like even when it doesn't come to kind of like explaining thoughts, I know my brain tends to kind of like very quickly overload and go into panic mode and shut down. Like it doesn't. Oh, press. I know. I just. I don't know. Maybe it's just the neurodivergent, like empathizing with another neurodivergent. That I'm kind of leaning more on Rin's side in this. Yeah, Hisao is kind of. So far, Hisao feels like kind of the worst part of Katawa Shoujo. No, like he has some moments, I guess. Oh. But yeah, I will see how things go. I shouldn't critique the route too much before I finished it. The last time was the bad route for a reason. The classroom is bathing in the gentle light of the sun. This means that it's going to be intolerably hot in the afternoon. For now, though, it's pleasant. I look at Misha and Shizune's animated discussion about whatever. Hanako staring out of the classroom window. Muto stumbling into the classroom 4 minutes late and with no recollection of what he's supposed to be teaching today. He sounds his own worst. I mean, to be fair, doesn't that apply to us all? I feel for most people, we're our own worst enemies. The thing with Hisao is he seems to kind of... like, he's making it more than just his problem. Oh, sorry, did I skip a line? Nope. I could never imagine dropping out of school just like that, even if it's only for a few weeks. On the other hand, Rin doesn't seem to have a problem with the idea, or going through with it. Then again, somehow I got caught along in her insane isolation, even if we ended up hurting each other. Or did we? Maybe only I got hurt. Most of his bad ends with the girls comes from trying too hard for a bond, ironic. Yeah. Yeah, going for too much too quickly can cause friction. I already feel like some of these cases the relationship is moving pretty quickly anyway. Because like even in Rin's route, which feels like it's going slower than Emi's, like we're still only what, like with it, like we haven't even gotten like to like 2 months into the story. No, I mean there are hormonal teenagers. Yeah, I get that. But I think I've spoken to you at least, Mooney, about kind of. I do feel people. Everyone is like us. So, yeah, but I do feel it is healthier to not rush into a relationship with someone new. Maybe like give it some more time as friends. Make sure you actually get along and it's not just those romantic feelings that are fueling the relationship. But yeah, like you say, they're teenagers. It takes me until late in the afternoon to realize that today is Monday. The art club meets today. Not just that. Due to the exams, this will be the last art club meeting before summer vacation. Without Rin, it feels pretty pointless to go there, but I want to talk with the teacher. The meeting itself isn't noteworthy, just as my skills with watercolors are not worth mentioning. Nomiya tries to encourage and advise me without sounding too condescending, but he's not doing a very good job of it. Should add that he's now being too distant with any girl is usually not good, but that's kind of... Is that just commentary, or is that kind of like advice for going... like going forward, that if Hisao does seem to be distant with a girl, it's a possibility I'm going towards a bad ending? If nothing else, joining the art club has taught me that I like art. It would be nice if I could actually try and make some art in the art club, though. After the fruits of everyone's labor has been piled into a neat stack on the teacher's desk, he clears his throat to give a little speech. That's it for this trimester, everyone! His voice is pretty loud and way too enthusiastic for it to be genuine. Gotta find a balance. The next meeting is after summer vacations, on the Monday of the first week of next term. I hope to see everyone there again. Have a nice vacation. Everyone wishes him a nice vacation as it... Oh. Everyone wishes him a nice vacation back as they file out the door. I stay behind, waiting until the two of us are alone. It's almost dinner time, so I don't have to wait long. Nomiya is looking through the paintings, some of which are actually pretty nice. Rin might outclass everyone else in the art club, but she isn't the only one with talent. Excuse me, teacher? What is it, Nakai? He raises his eyebrows questioningly, smiling widely. It's about Rin. Oh? Is something wrong with Tezuka? No, but... I hesitate for a split second, not certain how to say what I want to say, giving Nomiya enough time to start blabbering by himself. I saw her a few days ago when I was passing by at Sai's gallery. She said she'd get 1 or 2 more paintings done for the exhibition. I was quite pleased. She's a surprisingly hard worker. I always thought she was a bit lazy, doing what she wants instead of the assignments. He seems to notice my anxiety and realizes he is digressing, shutting up before finishing the thought. Ah, but you had something to talk about. What is it? I don't know. She feels detached from everything, as if she can't think of anything but the exhibition. So, I feel like I feel he's kind of like already forgotten the story, like what he heard from Sai about her husband. Like, kind of that's the risk when you have someone who's like that fixated on something, is that they do neglect other important things. Well, isn't that good? Just focus on her painting, as she should be. Yeah, but this is different. It's like she's obsessed. I went to see her and... Have you been bothering her? He cuts in before I finish saying what I meant to say, instantly looking quite irritated. No, I don't think so. I'm just concerned because she stopped coming to school completely. She feels strange, too. Stranger than usual, at the very least. Humbug! This is much more important for her than some lousy math class or physics or whatever. This is exactly why this school is so flexible. To give every student a chance to fulfill themselves. Tezuka's a painter, so she should paint, no? And have an exhibition. That's what artists do. She should be allowed to concentrate on that. Not these other frivolous classes. She should be encouraged. If you think about it, it's really quite obvious. His counter-arguments are not very convincing, but I'm having a hard time trying to make any kind of rebuttal. My grudging silence is interpreted as assent, and Nomiya turns to shuffle the stack of turned-in assignments on his desk like a deck of cards. I have to say, while we're talking about Tezuka's exhibition, I'm very excited to see how it turns out. She's still so young, and has such wonderful skill and style. He's talking to the air, to relax the mood that got a bit too negative. I take it that you will be attending? Yeah, I guess so. Well, we'll meet there next. I take that as my cue to leave, and I do, although I'm not happy about it. My message didn't get through, to say the least. Well, maybe he would have understood your concerns better if you'd not made it about the school classes and more that you're worried about, like, her actually taking care of herself. The day after that, all the missed opportunities and things I should have said come crashing down on me. I love that feeling. Okay, that's what... Rin's been saying a lot of things I empathize with, but this is... Hisao, you finally said something that kind of gets me properly. Oh, but yeah, I am horrible for doing that, for, like, playing back memories in my head and all the things I should have said or should have done instead of what I did do. Like, I'll go thinking back to, like, trivial things that happened years ago that wouldn't really have made any difference, but I'm still kind of like, oh, why was that what I chose to say or do? Second day, I begin to feel anxious. I start doubting my doubt and feel stupid. Especially since I still can't think about anything else than Rin. Third day, Japanese exam. And world history exam. Great. The thing I hate most about her is that she can make me feel this awful. Even though I should be focusing on entirely different stuff right now. Fourth day, math exam. We have a math exam. It goes how it goes. I don't care. Fifth day. Nomio asks me again if I will attend the exhibition opening. I can't say no to him, even though I seriously want to. I just don't want to discuss with him anything Rin related, so it's just better to take the path of least resistance. Oh, okay. On the sixth day, the day before the exhibition opening, I find Rin standing in the hallway in front of my room when I return to the dorms after dinner. What are you doing here? My tone is angrier than I intended. I'm a little disappointed that I was unable to restrain myself, but it can't be helped. Rin just stands there, like she just happened to coincidentally be standing around here where she has no business being. The way she reacts so coolly to everything annoys me now. This is not good. It's been 6 days and the sight of her has me boiling. She hasn't even opened her mouth yet. Finished painting. Shouldn't you be at the gallery, preparing? I said no. I guess the gallery owner does that part then. Getting the paintings framed, hung on the walls and whatnot. So why are you here? Felt like it. The same old stupid pattern emerges again. Me asking her questions to which she replies with answers that don't answer anything. Because it's the only other way we can converse. Apart from me listening to her blabbering about whatever, which isn't really a conversation. She's not blabbering, Hisao. She's communicating in her own way. That's... And you calling it blabbering about whatever is... That's the... That should be your wake-up call that you're the one not listening. Well, at the very least, you should... Even if you can't understand what she's blabbering about, understand that it's... There is something there. Sorry, Hisao is annoying me, particularly in this route. Is this a play? Are there some unseen rules that we have unknowingly set ourselves into? Dictating the rules of engagement whenever we see each other? Inevitably leading us to hurting each other? This... I feel this exact line was in the bad ending. Just, much earlier. Her nonchalant answers accompanied by even more nonchalant shrugs leave me none the wiser. I guess I should be happy that the exhibition preparations are complete. When I walk into my room, I hear her footsteps following me in. I didn't invite her in. I won't ask her to leave. She claims my bed without asking permission, making me wish that I had taken the time to make it before I left in the morning, then stands up again as though she sat on hot coals. I half lean against a single corner of my desktop that isn't cluttered with stuff, to rest my legs at least a little bit. Rin spends a few moments glancing curiously around my room. It makes me realize that she's never seen it before. For a moment, she actually looks like she's concentrating, trying to get everything. This must be the eye for detail that makes her an artist. Since the room is small, she quickly runs out of things to look at, but nothing else transpires, allowing the uncomfortable silence to take over the atmosphere. The mood is chilly to say the least, and both of us are on guard, waiting for the other to make the first move. Of course, Rin could play this game forever, so it has to be me. See, that's been kind of wondering, like, is Hisao just like projecting onto Rin what he... Because he makes it clear like he doesn't know what he does not quite understand her, but then it's kind of like, oh, she must be waiting for me to say something first. I don't know. I'm just... I'm not happy with you, Hisao. So, I give up, because she'd never excuse me. She'd never try to open conversation, and because it seems that she wants to say something, and I want to get it over with. Why else would she be here if she didn't want to talk? I don't know what to say myself. I want to be angry, but I can't bring myself to yell at her or anything. My voice catches her attention, and she tries to search for words as well, but it seems that she is not entirely certain as to why she's here either. And so, Rin simply takes a few steps to close the distance between us, and rises on the tips of her toes to even out the height difference. That's about it. Okay, is this Rin speaking, or Hisao thinking, or... I'm gonna assume this is Rin speaking? It's in quotation marks, which is Hisao's... No, Hisao's inner monologue is not in quotation marks. So this is someone speaking. It was a bad idea. Oh no, this is of memory. Maybe you should forget about it. And I will too. It's a reflex, and almost as an afterthought, the words no, yes, and maybe simultaneously surface inside my mind. My hand is between her lips and mine, a wall that I raise to guard against something. Her breath feels warm against my fingers. The scent of her skin lingers about. The mysterious, indescribable sensation that captures me and draws my eyes deep into hers. The look in her eyes is surprised, quizzical as to why the impertinent hand prevented her advances. Her eyes are really big and glistening with moisture, and staring right into my own with a soft gaze that I'm having a hard time to match. Rin's half-open mouth makes her look even more confused, although the sensual way her lips are arching is signaling something completely different. Please. I need you. Straight up. Yeah. No. To be fair, I kind of get at that point I do kind of get Hisao. No, like I still like I'm still kind of more on Rin's side, but yeah, at that point, given where things left off with them, I feel it is good for like him to set boundaries. It's kind of like this is. Though I suppose after last time, maybe Hisao doesn't have the right to say that with Rin, but like I can get kind of wanting to be clear, like where, like to know like what they are. The words come from her throat as a coarse whisper meant only for me, bypassing her tongue and teeth without giving them any chance to interrupt. They sober me in an instant, and I clumsily flinch back to get a little bit of distance between us, painfully scraping against my desk in the process. Maybe it's her choice of words, maybe the way she says it, but something in it puts me off. Something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong again. Need me for what? Oh, all the unpleasant feelings emerge again, and I feel my heartbeat suddenly increasing at least tenfold. That's maybe not great for you. Rin's eyes go out of focus and back again, as her body relaxes from its tense state, and she stands upright again. I don't think I was thinking about anything. Why do you draw patterns in that dust on your night table? There's a word for that kind of thing, but I can't remember. Her remark almost throws me off track, and I glance over her shoulder at the small table next to my bed, but I can't see anything from this distance. So she needs me for nothing specific? Just happened to come by because she'd thought I'd be glad to see her after she shut me out, no complaints accepted, for a week? Completely altruistic motives? Felt like it? Bullshit. I can answer myself. To play mind games with whenever you... Play mind games with whenever you want. To kiss whenever you want. To ignore whenever you want. To fulfill your whims whenever you want. Is that it? What you need me for? So... I understand you're frustrated, but... Oh. My voice is sounding very angry again. Even to myself. Good. Rin too finally catches the mood, and her curious expression changes instantly to something more uncharacteristic. No. She leaves it at that, her eyes restlessly wandering around, searching the room as if the words she tries to find were written in the tapestries of my walls. I find it interesting, it's basically the same fight as the bad end, just time. Yeah, it does kind of call back, like, Hisao had, like, I'm fairly certain the line about being actors in a play feels like, I feel that exact line, word for word, was in the bad ending. Just at a different time. Then what? I needed to paint. Paint. Of course, that's what artists do. The words reverberate through my being, beating in my blood over the piercing whistle of my anger. Oh, here we go. That is definitely a similar line. I don't know if this is the word for word, but it's very similar to one of the bad ending lines. Don't give me that, Rin. I'm not some damn muse of yours, free to play with for the sake of painting. I'm not some medium for whatever you aspire to. I am me. So what if I don't know anything about my future? There's things I want, and things I care about. Even I can dream of things other than nightmares. I'm yelling, but I'm way past the point of caring about things like that. This is like very much the same fight. I don't know, like, word for word how much it is, but it's definitely kind of... Yeah, a lot of this is feeling very, very similar. Rin looks down at her toes and wiggles them a little melancholically while she takes in my outburst, without saying anything to defend herself. But I wonder if this does make a difference, that Rin's mind isn't... like, she's finished painting now? Does that free up her mind? Only after I've finished does she try to respond somehow. I can't do anything else. Or I can do all sorts of things, but I can't do... It's the only thing I sort of do properly, most of the time. I understand completely. Art first, everything else second, or thousandth. What about me? Am I nothing? When I was interested in art, did that make you feel like I was a little interesting? For a little while? Tell me. I really want to know. Did you ever think about my perspective, or is it just all you? The words rise like bile in my throat. She looks alarmed and also completely uncomprehending, as if she just doesn't understand what I'm angry about. Can't believe she could be so stupid. That's the thought processing that bothers me, Hisao. Like, can you consider for a moment that she finds you as difficult to understand? Didn't want to? This time it's Rin who interrupts herself in mid-sentence. Don't you understand? I can't. Can't what? You never explain. How am I supposed to understand anything if you never say anything? Why don't you ever talk? Say something! But she doesn't. Venting my anger at her feels satisfying. It feels wrong to take so much satisfaction in it, but I can't stop. Not wanting to face my anger head on, Rin turns around to steadfastly look out of my window, even though there's nothing to look at. The worst of my ire is gone. I shut up as I can't be bothered to keep on yelling at the back of her head, so silence finally returns. I try to discern some hints of her reaction through my adrenaline-distorted vision, My feedback was not the best kind. That's an understatement. But I hope Rin got the clue that she can't just ignore everything else whenever she feels like it. I'd hate it if she didn't. She never ever listens to anything. She's so unaffected by the world around her. Not this time, it seems. Her body is shaking, like from holding back tears. But I already know that Rin is not crying. Her indifference made me so furious. Now that it's gone, I'm at a loss. I wonder... Did I go too... May you think? Look, Go away. Go away, Hisao. What? This is kind of his room? Her voice is tiny and tired as she says this, but I hear the words clear as day. What is there to say anymore? This is my room. The blunt, hollow remark is a fitting conclusion for this unpleasant discussion that became an even more unpleasant and very one-sided yelling match. So I feel this is definitely, I'm probably more on track to the neutral ending. After a moment of collecting herself, Rin just gives up. I can see it from the way she slumps her shoulders and walks out. Even though she deliberately looks to the other direction, I can see how she's biting the corner of her lip so hard it might start bleeding if she won't stop. Oh boy, that's a... As she makes her exit, I realize that she left the door open when she came in, and my yelling must have echoed around the dorm hallways. I sigh. Now that she's gone, I'm left alone with my guilt. As the thumping in my chest slowly subdues, anxiety replaces it. Somehow, I feel that none of this would have ever happened if not for me. No matter how infuriating, unbearable, and outrageous Rin is, she is not the Rin I thought I knew. The Rin that I expected Rin to be. Maybe that's the problem. You have to take people for who they are, not who you think they are. Was it me who caused all this by talking Rin into taking her chances with the exhibition? Am I directly responsible for Rin becoming like she has been for the past weeks? Or have I just like, is this just like a delayed bad ending? Like, are there multiple ways to get that bad ending? Because this feels like it. Well, but I suppose there is still the big difference that this is, like, the exhibition, like, is ready. I guess I'll just have to continue and see. Maybe it was the only way that could have brought us closer, but all it did was separate us further away from each other, and now beyond the reach of either of us. I banged my head hard against a wall, twice, to make sure. I know that feeling. There's not really another bad ending, but there is a neutral ending. Yeah, I feel I'm on track for the neutral ending, because I don't really know if, like, a romantic relationship, it might as well be a bad ending. Yeah, I'm like 99.9% sure that this is the neutral ending then. Because I don't see how, like, a romantic relationship can recover from this at this point. Not, especially when it hadn't even really begun. Like, it would take a lot of understanding on both parts, I feel. Understanding that I feel if they were going to have, they would have needed it before this point. A headache is relentlessly thumping against the back of my head as I push open the door to the 22nd corner. Yep. Speaking from experience, beating your head against a wall will do that to you. Fighting happens because both people care, usually. Yeah. Well, I suppose there's some truth to that. But it's what they care about. Like, if you fight about something, you have an emotional investment in it, but I feel like from the way what he's saying and thinking, it doesn't feel like he cares about Rin. It's more he cares about their relationship, which is a different thing. So I am of the opinion that, like, if you really love someone, like you'll want them to do well. You'll want what's best for them, even if it means, you stepping back and like not. Like, I suppose in a case like, in some cases it might be kind of going, I can acknowledge I'm not the best romantic partner for this person. I want that, but I care enough about them that I'm going to accept being a friend. Or in some cases it might be, I really care about this person, but I know I'm not good for them, like, for whatever reason. And maybe, like, the most loving thing you can do for someone is to step away from their life entirely. I'm not saying that that's what the situation is, but yeah, it's just caring about a relationship and caring about the person are different things. They can be connected. But, yeah. I know, just the words Hisau's been using and the thoughts he's been thinking have kind of... Yeah, I feel he's... Yeah. He's not thinking about Rin as much as he thinks he is. Apart from that, I'm perfectly calm. After venting on Rin all that anger that I had bottled inside, it felt like a great weight had been lifted from my heart. The tension that had grasped my mind for the past few weeks faded away without leaving even a shadow behind. In this nearly zen-like state of enlightenment, I realized that perhaps it was a bad idea to yell at her like that. You think? I really meant it, but what good does blowing up like that do? Nothing. I'm not like that. I don't normally yell at people. I don't know why I did yesterday. So I keep feeling really guilty about it and wanting to take my words back. Rin is probably upset too. Even more to my own behavior, her reaction shocked me. I've always thought of her as unchanging, detached from her surroundings so that seeing my yelling get her so upset felt out of place. I wonder if she understands how I feel. In Rin's world, everything seems to be so absolute and subjective. Absolutely subjective. As if she was completely unable to see things from other points of view than her own. But ultimately, is anyone able to do it? Maybe objectivity and altruism are just illusions for people who like to think of themselves as compassionate. Just like art is an illusion for people who think reality is merely a veil for something greater. Even when you stop thinking that the world revolves around you, or start thinking outside of the mythical box, you're just inside another bigger box that you can't escape. Maybe that, ultimately, makes her like the rest of us. I stepped through the door to find a gallery full of illusioned people. Despite Sai's remarks during my earlier visits, I always thought it was very spacious. But now when it's crowded like this, it looks positively cramped. I immediately noticed Sai standing in the middle of a lively discussion, busily chattering with some old gentleman. She's actually pretty tall and kind of cool looking, so she stands out in the crowd. There are a few dozen wine glasses laid on the tables along the back wall, filled with burgundy liquid. A vast majority of the guests are sipping from their own glasses. The socialites and art connoisseurs are mingling happily, exchanging mild opinions about Rin's art, which seems to be a secondary object of interest for most. I feel distant, excluded from the other people here. I can't claim even at a stretch to be a social chameleon, so this situation is quite unnerving. Since I don't blend into the crowd at all, I just fake that I do, trying to look as cool and smooth as I can. I wonder how Rin is handling all this. If it was me, I would be quite freaked out. Throwing the anxiety aside, I tried to navigate carefully. I tried to carefully navigate through the crowd, stealing peeks at the framed paintings now hanging on the walls. Yeah, I hate these kind of situations where there's a lot of people looking around at things. It's like, to be honest, I've not really been, like, most museums I've been to have been fairly spacious. And, like, large enough that even, like, with a lot of crowds, people are dispersed quite well. But I suppose, yeah, like, queues at, like, theme parks and such, those would probably be the place where I'd get most often experience that kind of feeling. Rin's exhibition takes about half of the gallery's wall space. Some paintings are less familiar than others, but I recognize most of them. Some I've seen being created at the club meetings after all, or remember from the time when Rin was choosing her portfolio. I note that a couple of the unfinished paintings are framed and on the wall as well. Maybe that's what they call coincidental art? Even Rin's failures, if you can call them that, became exhibits of her skill. Quite paradoxical. She herself is nowhere to be seen, which is strange because even though it's crowded, the gallery is pretty small. It's fine, sort of. I don't know how to face her after yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have even come. But I promised various people, Rin included, that I would, so... Damn. Sounds like I do the things I do because some kind of instinctual properness compels me to, not because it would be sensible or not. I, for one, think that promises are important. I feel you're doing the right thing, Isao. I sneak closer to the side to wait for a lull in the conversation, so I can chat her up too. Even though her voice is almost completely buried under the general background noise, I hear bits and pieces of her talking about Rin. Yes, she's a high schooler at a local school, even though she's graduating next year. I'm sure various art schools would be interested in... I thought it'd be interesting to have an exhibit of someone who is still in early stages of development. It's so strange. It's like Rin is some kind of mini-celebrity, even though this is nothing but a small exhibition opening at a small art gallery of a small town. In fact, there's a friend of mine from... Oh, is this Nomiya I'm feeling? It's Hisao! Oh yeah, there we go. My eavesdropping is interrupted by a familiar voice and a familiar slap to the back. I don't need to guess the source of either, even without turning around. Oh, Emmy, I suppose, yeah, it would make sense for Emmy to be here as well. Because I did think Emmy would... I suppose Rin didn't show up too much in, like, the later parts of Emmy's story. But she's just kind of... She'd taken such a back seat to things for so long that I kind of... No, I wasn't expecting to show up. No, we always can see that. Oh yeah, that is a point, yeah. I think I was fooled by, like, the question marks being white, because I know, like, that's... White is the color used for Nomiya. Hi, are you like a representative of the art club or something? I don't see anyone else from the school here. I don't know, really. I guess I am, if that's the case. What about you? What about me? You didn't think I'm interested in art? Is that it, Hisao? No, that's not what I... Well, maybe a little, if you put it that way. I mean, even though you hang out with Rin, I've never heard you talk about art with her, so... Emmy huffs and looks around her, looking discontented. It's true. I don't get it at all. But she came to my track meet, so I thought it's only fair to return the favor. She said her favorite color is blue, but her name is in pink. Oh, yeah. Is that pink? Do I have something that is pink? Just hold up. I'm gonna hold up something to my screen that is pink to compare it. Yeah, shade pink. What was that? Salmon? You call that shade? Yeah. Oh, it's like that shade where my brain kind of feels like it's, I don't know, like leaning towards something else. She leans closer, trying to look confidential, but only managing to look conspiring. I do wonder, like, has Emmy picked up on anything that's happened between Hisao and Rin? Or has Rin just not? Like, is she completely oblivious to everything that's been going on? Do you get art? No. No, I don't. At all. My emphasizing headshake draws a giggle and a cheery headshake of her own out of Emmy. Me neither. Hey, let's go talk with Rin. I bet you haven't yet, because I haven't either. Come on. Oh, Nomi is here, though. Before she has a chance to forcefully drag me to Rin, Nomi appears behind her with Rin in his tow. She's not dressed for the occasion, instead opting for the usual school uniform and unkempt hair. Maybe her natural look is what suits her best. Hello, teacher. Hi, Rin. Unfazed, Emmy greets the teacher cheerfully, causing him to turn around and look down confusedly. Who are you? I'm Emmy, from school, class 3-4. Don't you remember? She looks positively shocked at the prospect that there could be a person who doesn't know her. Oh, sorry, you're in the same class as Tezuka is, right? Yeah. You'll have to pardon me. I have trouble remembering students who don't take art. I mean, part of that's fair, but it's also kind of... I have trouble remembering people who don't, like, do the thing I'm interested in. Oh, don't mind, don't mind. Hi, Rin. Hello. Congratulations for a super cool art thing. I'm sure you'll be a big hit. She throws her arms into the air for boisterous emphasis, almost hitting me in the face. And look, Hisao came too. Rin doesn't look at me, nor does she greet me. Congratulations, Rin. She keeps averting her gaze, pointedly looking at her sandals. Oblivious to the tension between us and ignorant of what happened yesterday, Emmy keeps on blabbering about this and that to an unresponsive Rin. I guess she's used to not getting much out of her at times. Before long, Nomi and Sai turn to Rin, introducing her. Expectant, I catch a second of confusion when the guest sees her arms. Sai is luckily on the ball and briefly explains about our school. Doubtful faces quickly change to curious. Would you mind telling us something about your art? I thought the development is quite easily noticeable. What do you yourself think of the differences between the older and more current works? Oh boy, Rin is not going to enjoy these kinds of these lines of questioning. It's quite rare for someone so young to dabble into abstraction. It would have been interesting to see how you work. Oh, definitely. I assume you use your feet. Oh, must have been a great trouble to learn it. You should be proud. Will you be pursuing a career as an artist after school? She is bombarded with so many questions she can't even hope to answer all of them. Seem familiar, Hisao? Maybe that's for the best. Rin tends to talk nonsense more than occasionally. It's not... Hisao, you... Like, I know you not understanding her is the whole point, but you misunderstand her in such a condescending way sometimes. So where do you get your ideas? That's the fifth worst. Rin keeps stumbling with her words, looking more and more vexed by the expected inquiries. Everyone is waiting for her to say something, but she looks like a cat got her tongue. Each question piling up just adds to her distress. I'm getting secondhand anxiety just... I've not been bombarded with questions like this, but I know, like, when I've been, like, in therapy or counseling again, like, even, like, a single question, like, along lines, like, I can't answer, kind of makes me feel a little bit stressed and anxious. Like, as I, like, try and, like, hunt for, like, the answer to that question. So, but yeah, therapists and counselors normally, you know, have the the tact to, and you know, it's you'd hope they would, to kind of understand that you don't just, you know, keep piling on the questions before a first has been answered. Need to clean my glasses a sec. There we go, I can see again. I failed here. A question that is the proverbial one too many. It's like a motor stalling. Yeah. Rin just freezes for a long second until she falls on her knees, hitting the floor ungracefully like a sack of potatoes. Are you alright? I don't know. Tezuka, what's wrong, girl? I don't know what's wrong. A terrible silence falls upon the people gathered around Rin. Everyone is petrified, not knowing how to react to her sudden seizure or something. It's not seizure, it's overstimulation, and she needs peace and quiet. She breathes with deep, trembling gasps as if she was running out of air, staring ahead of herself with hollow eyes. Seeing that nobody does anything, I force myself to step to Rin and lift her up from the floor, letting her lean against me to keep standing. Would you like some fresh air? Okay, let's go outside for a bit. I don't even wait for her to answer before grasping her shoulder and pulling her past the stunned-looking Nomiya, Sai, Emmy, and guests. Excuse us. The cool evening breeze hits my face at the door. I let go of Rin and she leans against a stone wall, trying to catch her breath. Don't give her more questions. Are you alright? I couldn't say anything. Rin is still not looking at me, so I look away too. The streetlights and coloured neon signs twist my vision into a blur of near blindness, forcing me to look back. At least she talks, even if she's not directing her words to me. What did you want to say? Maybe both of us can imagine that we are talking to an invisible friend. I don't know. Something that would have meant something. Yeah, yeah, that was the thing, is I saw him asking, like, are you alright? And I'm like, he's out. Give it, she's had enough questions. No. I feel in these moments, like, reassurances can be better for people. Like, even if, like, they might be hollow, but it's just kind of, like, sometimes it sounds hollow and, like, it doesn't mean anything, but, like, it's okay, it's okay. Like, just stating something as fact can sometimes, like, help your brain think that way a little more. And that way it's not kind of putting pressure on someone to, like, especially someone who struggles with words, to think, like, am I alright? Oh. Well, at least it didn't seem to stress her out anymore. The silence lasts for a long time. I don't feel comfortable being alone with Rin. I am not good at imagining things that don't exist do, or that things that exist don't. No, you shouldn't go back in. Well, maybe you could, Hisao, but Rin I don't think should. I think Rin should maybe go up to the atelier if she's allowed. Hisao, this is the exact reason she shouldn't go inside. The guests I invited her in there. They probably want to meet you and talk with you. You know, ask you questions and stuff about those paintings you worked so hard. You saw what happened to her when she was asked questions. I don't want them to ask me questions like that. I can never say the right things. What do you want then? That someone wouldn't have to ask questions from me. Let me save. I kind of know what response I'm going for already here, but I might come back for the other one, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like entertain her own thoughts, not... Don't bring her attention, like, on to people who are stressing her out. Yeah, that was one of the... Yeah, that's a decision where I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't feel like I'm confused by that one so much. Unless the game pulls a rug out from under me. But if you found someone like that, then what? Do you really think that it would be some kind of be-all, end-all thing? Star-crossed lovers and happily ever after? My question is met with a blank stare. The darkness in her eyes unfazed by the thinly veiled bitterness. No, I don't think that. But at least then I wouldn't have to be alone. She whispers the words to the lights of the town, but I hear them anyway. I shouldn't have done this. Not yet. The exhibition? She nods and closes her eyes, breathing calmly out as if to prove she can, and then continues talking to herself. Why, wrong conjunction of the planets? No, not that. I double-checked and I got up with the left foot and did everything else right. It's me. I was wrong. She stands straight and stretches out before stepping past me out into the street. Wait, where are you going? For a brief moment, my brain got very concerned there about her stepping into the street. She stomps on her tracks and turns around, looking at me quizzically. School. I'm leaving. What? Why? Because I want to be me. Rin walks off, leaving me behind, utterly confused. Rin! But something she said really touched me. Or maybe it was the way she said it. Maybe it was the fact that she said it. To be fair, yeah, I get that. I would quite possibly in a situation... Well, to be fair, in the past I would have been like that. I would have just been like, I just need to leave. So now I'm probably at the stage now where I would try to go back inside just to say kind of, hey, something's come up, I'm not feeling well, I'm gonna go home, have a lie down. Or at least, like, if I have a friend with me, kind of go, hey, I'm done. Can you go inside and let people know that, like, I'm not feeling well? No, like, I think I've, like, on occasion, like, had to do that, like Christmas dinners or family events. Like, send my mom a text and kind of just go, hey, I'm out social for the day, I'm just going to leave. As if granting me a wish, Rin stops in her tracks. She doesn't turn around, just keeps waiting for me to say what I want to, even though I didn't have time to think what... Rin, listen, I don't believe you have to be alone, even if you never meet anyone like that. I don't know if she heard my words, but either way, she doesn't react anyway. I'm getting scared. Sorry. Shush. Oh. No. Whatever. The reason I kind of, well, I bring that up because that's I was talking about family situations there. And of everyone in my family, I feel like my mother is the one who, like, understands me the most. I feel like a lot of my other family members would possibly be kind of like, but why? So, no, to be fair, I know that's also me being paranoid, because I know already, like, my family, like, there's a lot of neurodivergent people in my family, because, you know, genetics. And just in general, my family is very understanding. I'm very blessed with the family I have. But yeah, But like if I'm out somewhere, I think I'm fairly certain I've had to rely on Joel several times, like when I've been out to like youth groups and such, just to kind of go, hey, can you tell the leaders that I'm just done? I need to step outside and leave. I'm fairly certain there are times where he has had to like where I've kind of like had to take him away early from events because I'm kind of like, I need to go home, I can't be here. But anyway, I'm getting very distracted. For the final time, she starts walking away from the gallery. Oh, where's Tessica? I can only shake my head, but as it doesn't seem to be a sufficient answer, I have to say something. She ran away. What? The horrific realization spreads on his face like wildfire. This is a fiasco! Catastrophe! What is that girl thinking? The most important event of her life, and she just runs off. And you, why didn't you stop her? I'm going to hold you personally responsible. Sai interrupts him, holding her hands up calmingly. It's good she intervened. The teacher was starting to get a few weird looks from nearby guests. Okay, yeah, Nomiya's lost... Like, Nomiya was kind of, like... The last few interactions have kind of made me, like, think more of him as a character, but nah, like, that kind of... That comment just undid all of that. Like, did you not see Rin collapse? Do you not feel like, as a teacher, you have, like, any duty of care for your student? Now, Shinichi. She probably just had stage fright. I don't know her as well as you people do, but I get the image that she is somewhat peculiar. This kind of thing can happen. It'll be fine. I'll explain that she suddenly became ill. The guests will surely understand. I mean, they did see her collapse, so... But... Look around you. Everyone seems to be rather happy with their free wine and chit-chat. I guess we'll be fine, but we are missing on opportunities here. Networking, making contacts and acquaintances. As the adults keep arguing about something that can't be helped, Emmy tugs my sleeve to get my attention. She doesn't look very happy either. Come on. Oh. I'm guessing to, like, make sure Rin gets back safely, like not just leaving her alone to wander back. Where? We are going to find Rin and kick her ass. What? I can't believe it. She's a... Not you too, Emmy. She's so stupid. Rin. How can she do this? I'm telling you, she doesn't have a bit of common sense in her head. Emmy, I liked you in your... Don't... Oh. Unless... Okay, I'm hoping that Emmy is... Well, what exactly was... Yeah, okay. I'm hoping the way she's worded that, I'm hoping that what Emmy is actually annoyed about is that Rin, like, didn't... Like, Rin didn't turn to her for help or something, and not... She's not... I'm hoping that it's not kind of Emmy... I hope Emmy's not on Nomiya's side and just kind of like, look at this wasted opportunity. I guess I understand Emmy. She is that kind of a person. Give up has never felt like a part of her vocabulary, and maybe she feels like it shouldn't be part of anyone's vocabulary. I suppose when you put it that way... Yeah, but... Rin didn't give up, I don't feel. It's probably best to leave her alone for tonight. What? Are you a Rin expert now? She takes a firm stance and puts her hands on her hips confrontationally. Oh, sorry. Okay, I need to explain why I'm chuckling, but it's just kind of because that reminds me, like just hearing about putting hands on hips. I don't know why, but I've started doing that. Like, I've kind of noticed that when I'm just standing around, I've got that kind of, like, one hand on my hip kind of pose. And I do not know where it came from. My brain has just kind of gone like, nah, this is the... Are we ready to throw hands against Charles? Yeah. Oh, poor Rin. She needs an ally, Hisao. It's like she wants to pick a fight with me, too. No, I don't think that's even possible in the first place. I just don't think kicking her ass would do her any good. My melancholic remark surprisingly works, as Emmy slumps her shoulders a little and sighs. I know that. You do? Last time I did that, it changed nothing. Okay, so that's not the first time? The ride back to school in an empty late-night bus is silent. Both of us keep staring at the lights flashing past the windows without saying a word. The nightly grounds are quiet, lit only by the wan moon and yellow lampposts. We say our goodnights in front of my dormitory. Emily, reflexively clenching her fists, compels me to ensure that she won't assault Rin the moment I let her out of my sight. Promise me to not go scold her? She looks up at me, her eyes again flaring with anger that I match with as calming a stare as I can. It's only easy to face an angry woman if you are not the target of her ire. After a minute of the mismatched staring contest, she sighs and shakes her head in defeat. You are too nice, Hisao. See Nomiya's true character comments? Oh no. Why do I feel this isn't like a good... I don't... Because I don't know, I'm still kind of... It's mostly still like that one facial expression he has, like with the tongue sticking out, that I'm kind of like, that is really like uncomfortable. No. Did you know that? Hints of a smile are tugging into corners of her mouth as she says that, and she seems a lot more relaxed. What a sudden change of mood. Maybe she wasn't as angry as it seemed to begin with. Maybe her moods change easily. If I was, I would have let you have your way. Does that mean you're only nice to Rin? Both of us are hiding our concern behind empty jokes, but at least it puts me in a good mood. Emmy waggles her eyebrows with a half-amused smirk, trying to push my buttons. Not gonna work. No, it just means I'm not nice only to you. Hey! Good night, Emmy. The last day before summer vacations is waning slowly. Science is the final exam of the trimester, and then we are free. The collective yearning for liberty is almost palpable in the classroom, even though the weather seems a tad cloudy. It might rain today, who knows? I've already finished the test because it was pretty easy, so I'm doodling lazily on the flip side of the paper, waiting for Muto to call time. Oh, what is he drawing? Is it Is that Yuko as a flower? That looks like Rin, some more abstractions. Is that Emmy as a tank? I suppose, yeah, Emmy as like a wheeled vehicle would be. Emmy go burr. It also prevents Misha from trying to covertly look at my answers over my shoulder. She might fool the inattentive teacher, but I can tell that she's trying to look. I guess it's her best bet at passing the test. Doesn't make me feel any mercy though, so I just ignore her and look around me. So you'd think that Shizune would be pretty annoyed with Misha cheating, or trying to cheat. Like, Shizune seems like she's the type who's kind of like, no, you're gonna get through this on your own strength or not at all. So, Shizune does seem to be a, like, take things seriously kind of person. The only sounds in the classroom are the quiet shuffling of papers and Muto's constant coughing. It makes my awareness of the surroundings slowly drift to the backstage of consciousness, giving room to other things. Vacation, huh? Some people will stay at school even over the holidays. Some will go back to their families. I don't know what to do. I should go buy a train ticket for my trip back home, but I can't bring myself to do it. Shizune is an overachiever and very competitive, so I don't know. Yeah, I do know, like, I haven't had much interaction with Shizune. But at the same time, I feel like she's very competitive, but, like, in that fair and square sense. Like, I feel she's very competitive in the kind of, like, you do it right. Like, she doesn't seem like the type who'd be satisfied to, like, win by, like, by underhanded methods. I bet I'm going to get a call from home again. Mom's going to pester me about when I'm coming back, and I'm not going to know what to answer. This is really lousy. In the current state of things we're in, it feels like I can't just bail out of here and pretend we're through. And now she has other problems of her own. I thought that the exhibition opening would give her a breather, but I was sorely mistaken. The tangle just seems to thicken. A sharp knock on the door interrupts the quiet but frantic mood of the last 15 minutes of the exam. Come in. The opening door reveals the art teacher, who steps in with his jacket swirling around him as though in a gust of wind. He glances at Muto, who glances back at him. A frown. That's ominous music. A frown spreads simultaneously on both of their faces as the men measure each other with their gazes. Or, like, is something, like, really bad going on? Or is this look kind of a teacher of the arts and teacher of the sciences don't get along? Excuse me, could I borrow Mr. Nakai for a moment? Excuse me, Mr. Nomiya, but we're in the middle of an exam here. A chilly atmosphere suddenly spreads in the middle of the summer afternoon as the two men try to stare each other down. This is urgent, and it seems that Nakai has already finished. Both men turn to look at me, staring at me like a pair of basilisks trying to petrify a tasty snack. It's true that I've been idle for a good while now, so Nomiya is right, but... Nakai, would you like to check your answers one more time? Muto speaks with an odd intonation, waiting certain words as if trying to send a message. I'm guessing the message of, like, this is an option for you to kind of, like, avoid this meeting. The pressure from their stares makes me rapidly shake my head, which is apparently interpreted as an answer of some sort. Very well, Nakai. Go with Mr. Nomiya, if you please. Take your bag with you and bring your test paper to my desk. You have a nice vacation. You too, teacher. The entire world, well, at least the classroom seems to hold its breath just for me, putting the exam on hold until I stand up, collect my stuff, and walk to the door. I can feel the stares in the back of my neck. My classmates probably think I'm in for some detention or something, on the last day of the school before summer vacation. I don't know what the teacher wants from me, but I can guess it probably is not detention, and also that it probably has something to do with Rin again. Nomiya doesn't take me anywhere, contenting himself with the hallway as it's completely abandoned. I mean, maybe take it somewhere else, so you're not, like, bothering the other students taking an exam? Do you know where Tezuka is? So she is trying to avoid the teacher. Par for the course, probably. I wonder if she realizes that she can't avoid dealing with this indefinitely. I have no idea. You've probably asked in her homeroom next door. Of course I have! I've searched every nook and cranny of this blasted school and the girl storm. You were the last one to see her since you... Oh. Does Emmy know anything? You were the last one to see her since yesterday, and you are her friend. Work with me here. Aren't you worried? I am, but I don't know what I could do. The worry tree. Rin did something Was it incomprehensible? I thought you were starting to understand, Hisao. Rin did something incomprehensible yesterday, even for her. She seemed really confused. Maybe she just wants some time to think then. I got the feeling that she had second thoughts about having that exhibition. Or something. She really didn't explain what was wrong. What second thoughts? I don't know. Just got that feeling. I am being a little dishonest with the teacher, but this is not something I should be meddling with. He came to me. Yes, why? Maybe he thinks I'm some kind of confidant of Rin's, but I don't think I can help with this matter. The teacher huffs and scratches his head in confusion. What's up with that girl? This is so unlike her. She's always been so goal-driven. Goal-driven? Those don't really strike me as words to describe Rin with. To me, she always felt obsessive at best. I don't mean to be rude, but wasn't it you who pushed Rin into that direction in the first place? Her goal is my goal. That is a mentor's job. Oh, is he trying to, live vicariously through her? I guess so. I just don't know if painting can make her happy. That's pretty preposterous of you to say, Nakai. He suddenly sounds pretty irate. Did I say something stupid? You don't understand, do you? It's not a question of happiness. For every gain, there is a sacrifice to be made. There is no free lunch, but would I let that girl waste away her talent if she has a moment of doubt? Never. Painting is work, just like any other. Tezuka might make it look like child's play to you, but she works hard every day to make her art. To become extraordinary, one has to make an extraordinary effort. The more the teacher talks, the more I feel that Rin doesn't think like that, even though I have no idea how she thinks. I can very well understand why she would sacrifice her summer vacation and make up for the lost classes and exams to get a chance at showing her art. This is the path she has taken, and to go all the way, that's not easy. I know she is young, and things are hard for her just like for all the kids here in this school. That's no excuse. He's finished. But do you have anything like what art is to Tezuka? No. That's right. I only have vague ideas of my future. No goal to shoot for, no dream to blindly reach for. I joined the art club in search of something I could be interested in, to get inspired by. Did I find something like that? All I found in the end was Rin. No, I don't have a passion like that. Then you can't understand. His flat statement allows no counter-argument. But she might not understand even herself. Still, I carry on arguing, out of spite if for nothing else. How could she not? She's been at it so hard for the past few weeks that she put off even coming to school. Not to say anything about attending class. Don't be ridiculous. Art seems like more... Yeah. It definitely does like feel like it's kind of like it's something he likes, not something he's really invested in. I don't think I'm being ridiculous, but as I have no rebuttal, Nomiya seems to consider this one his win. At any rate, the opening was quite successful, despite Tezuka hardly showing up. Many people were interested in her work, and one piece was even sold for a reasonable price. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Yes, it's fantastic news. I hoped that Tezuka would come to her senses when she heard about this, but... He sighs and takes off his glasses, cleaning them against his jacket before putting them on his nose again. I'm getting the feeling like Nomiya doesn't see Rin, he just sees Rin's art. Like, he's just completely blanking on, like, she collapsed from, like, being overwhelmed there. At any rate, I should be going. There's this mess to be settled with Sai and everyone. If you see Tezuka, please ask her to come see me. Otherwise, have a nice vacation. Thanks. After he disappeared around the corner, I ponder where Rin could really be. The worry tree. It feels like she has not one, but at least half a dozen of these secret places. I balance between the desire to solve this tangle and to drop it for good. The disused classroom is just a few feet away. What to do? As I push open the door, only the shadows greet me from the inside. Hey there. Oh. She's right here. Okay. She's standing in the middle of the sunlit room, peering through the gaps of the curtain out into the yard. Like so often before, she doesn't start or jump, just calmly waits for me to make the first move. It's as if she is trying to become a permanent part of the furniture. The teacher is looking for you? A blank look over her shoulder is all I get, accompanied by a cryptic non-expression on her face. Rin's last name with Tezuka is a shout out to the father of manga. Son with Tezuka. Oh, okay. Fun little trivia. Are you looking for me too? Nah, I already found you, didn't I? Did you? She furrows her brow, looking so puzzled that it makes me wonder if the question was asked in all seriousness. That's Rin's whole thing, looking for herself, I think. Maybe it was. Are you talking metaphorically now? Do you mean like eels, caves, and dark, stormy nights? I'm bad at talking like that. The abruptly ended greetings give me the chance to close the door behind me and sit down on a dust-covered desktop. Rin stays standing, but at least she turns around. I soon wish she didn't, though. So oppressive is her expectant stare. This is her place, and I'm an intruder, although a tolerated one. Despite that, she still waits for me to say something. Maybe you should... I know, I still kind of want... Excuse me? I want Hisao to apologize for the shouting the other day. If I only knew what. The sunlit silence presses me towards decisions. I came here without really thinking what I would do, apart from delivering Nomiya's short message in case Rin was here. She was, and now I don't know what else I want to say. What else I should say. I hover between my two options for a moment. Rin being troubled troubles me too. It's a surprising revelation. Almost as big as realizing that she really is troubled was. Nothing I can do would probably help, and I might be partially to blame too. Does it mean I should just wash my hands of her? Didn't think so. So, what's wrong? Nothing. She starts to turn away again, as if trying to physically exit a conversation she doesn't want to have. Rin, stop trying to dodge me or I'll leave. Okay. Do you want me to leave? Are you still angry? It took us, or was it only me, 10 seconds to swamp the conversation into this. I wish we could erase the past, or failing that, forget all about it. No. That's not how the past works. I've wished for that more than once in the last few months. Hisao! Let's put that aside for the time being, alright? It's not alright. You don't just push stuff off. If you say so. I do. So, what's wrong? Sai and Nomi are not too happy that you just ran off yesterday. You left them in quite a pinch, and I suppose the teacher wants some kind of an explanation. It seemed like you just threw out everything you'd worked for, and I don't get why. Did I make a mistake? My reprimanding and her flat answer go so much against the usual expectations and presumed interactions that it might just as well be somebody else talking. Neither of us is like we used to be. This stiff, constricting feeling I get every time I look at Rin nowadays seems to be mirrored in her own behavior. I hate things that go irreparably wrong. Ever since February, I've hated them. Is this irreparable? I don't know. If you would... I feel you need to bring up the yelling and apologize, like, say sorry. Hisao. What can I say? Like, until you address the issue, it's going to be there. Her question is trailed by a compelling, quizzical stare that makes me sigh and frown. Conversations nobody wants to have at a worst. I don't know. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it probably was pretty stupid. She responds with a sigh of her own, although hers is not nearly as heavy as mine was. I just couldn't do it. But why? What's wrong? A pause, a furrowed brow, a quiet voice. Let it be, Hisao. I don't think I can really explain it in a way that makes sense. It's... Yeah, Rin doesn't want to have this conversation either. That may be for the better. But how rare of her to admit that even she has some kind of... She's been admitting it, Hisao. You've just been too blind to see it. She's told you before that she can't. I always thought Rin was all but ignorant of her tendency to get distracted, so much that she inadvertently obfuscates everything she says. You never explain anything in a way that would make sense. Nobody else has ever asked me to. I don't know, like, I'm the one, like, if someone's neurotypical and they go through this route, like, do they, like, understand? Like, does Rin frustrate them as much as Hisao is getting frustrated? Like, is Rin really that difficult? Like, I know I don't quite get her, but I feel I don't know, like, is she that difficult to understand? I guess that's how it is. But I always wanted to make sense of you. To find out who you are. I still want to. Can't you see? I know you can't. But I do. Is that why I keep this up? It pains you as much as it pains me. It's unlikely to be of any use to either. We did things and said things that can't be undone. It's as if you and me being close to each other just hurts us both, but we still deliberately keep doing it. Isn't that silly? Even now I can see how you force yourself to respond, even though you owe me nothing. Even if it's hard to talk about things like this. Why? Why is it that you paint? Because I don't know what else I could do. It's like this feeling that there is no choice. That it's the only possibility. Like when there are only watermelon-flavored popsicles left in the store, but you need to eat a popsicle. Her poor metaphor aside... How did, like, I don't get it. Like, how does that not make sense? Like, I kind of... She feels backed into a corner. Like, kind of like, this is her path in life, because, like, she doesn't have a choice. If possible, this makes even less sense than not knowing. It's always dense. Yeah, you don't say. But if you don't want to paint... Not like that. You had to come to this school even though you probably didn't want to have a heart attack. She pauses, frowning as if something in what she said didn't please her. At least, I think you wouldn't. Her careful follow-up is followed in turn by another shorter pause with another smaller frown. Would you like to have a heart attack? No, I wouldn't, and I didn't want to. This is similar to some of Hisao's choice in this route, so no, basically, but you must, even if... I do kind of suppose. Shonen protagonist. Yeah. But you're doing fine, aren't you? Or are you still sad about it? Rin's question makes me realize that I haven't really thought about my illness for weeks. Aside from chugging down my medication every day, there has been no need to concern myself with my broken heart. Which I'm only thankful for, really. Getting to know new people, a new school, a new town, a new life. It all has caught me and made the past fade away. No. I guess even I can't dwell on the past indefinitely. See, even watermelon doesn't really taste bad if you have to eat it. Her half-nonsensical closure seems to put an end to the subject in Rin's mind, so I just nod in uncertain confirmation.
I mean, I get that analogy. Like, yeah, like, sometimes you don't have a choice in life. But the choice you do have isn't necessarily a bad one. You can still find enjoyment in it.
There are two kinds of silences. Awkward ones that you want to break, and comfortable ones that you don't mind. The first kind is bad, because it makes your thoughts go awry, like mine do now. Looking at Rin makes me feel bad. I don't want to feel like this. Looking at Rin makes me feel exhausted. I really tried my best. She tried to... I have no idea.
Did you try your best, Hisao? I feel you could have tried harder.
But we ended up like this, and she ended up screwing up her exhibition opening. Feels like we're at a dead end. There's no direction to continue to. I reached out for her yesterday thinking it would be the last time. She walked away. I want to be me. What the heck does that even mean? Rin, if anyone, is most definitely herself. I feel kind of relieved that I am not the one to blame, but this still grates on my mind. Why did she run away? It didn't make sense yesterday. It doesn't make sense.
She had a panic attack.
It's been a minute.
Oh, I don't know. Like, is Rin really like that? Like, I get it. I do get that she's like. I don't quite understand what's going on in her head. But is she like that? Or are her thoughts that alien that Hisao can't grasp? Yeah, Hisao is frustrating me in this one.
Oh, I'm beginning to think that I don't want the good ending, because I think Rin deserves better. The things she said feel like they should make sense. They do! But they just don't. To me. You know, about that thing you just said. Which one of them? Painting. Sai said something like that to me before, that a true artist does not paint because she wants to, but because she must. And I've been wondering about what she said. Why do artists have to paint? My question is probably pretty stupid. At least Rin looks at me in the blank way that seems to say so. I don't know. Am I an artist? Well, you paint stuff and you have an exhibition too. I'd say you qualify. I think I still don't know, but okay. The thinking pause that follows seems to last for half an eternity. Unlike most people, Rin doesn't flavor her thinking pauses by body language or saying like or anything. I've noticed that I might prefer her that way. The usual way even annoys me, as if people were so infatuated by the sound of their own voice that they just have to keep making some noise, even when they were just thinking about what they could say next. Rin just comes to a full stop while she is thinking. It's disconcerting because reacting to people spacing out is always hard, but she comes off as less obnoxious. I think I want someone to see what's inside me.
Not the way doctors and serial killers do. The way that doesn't make me feel lonely. This is what you call metaphoricals, you see. That is something that I was kind of hoping would come up, and I wonder if it's deliberate that it hasn't come up. Is Hisao hasn't, like, he's not looked at one of, like, at the exhibition, he didn't ever look at, like, one of Rin's paintings, and, like, he never went to process, like, what was Rin trying to say? Like, he saw how much of herself she was pouring out in that atelier. And it feels like he's not... She's made it clear as well, like, how important her paintings are to, like, her sense of self. And I wonder, like, is it deliberate that he didn't do that? Or is it just kind of a wasted opportunity that if he'd looked, there was something there? Please don't lecture me about self-evident things. It's not self-evident that this is self-evident. So, you present a painting to someone and expect him to magically see a glimpse of your soul? It's not like that. It's just a little like that, but not really. Don't you understand? I do, and I don't. You know, I feel a little bit of despair every time you ask that question. What question? About whether I understand you or not. Probably because the last couple of times looked around, you felt like you could not. I don't know. It's like learning a language, though. You have to expose yourself to it. You're not going to understand something by ignoring it. Understanding requires effort. She seems almost surprised at my clarification. Oh, it's not really a question. It's one of those kind that you don't have to answer. Rhetorical. Yeah, that's the word. A question that is not a question is a rhetorical question. How nice. That reminds me. It doesn't really make sense. What kind of a question is the one that isn't a question? You're not trying at all. I feel like that sometimes. Like, he's trying a bit, but I feel like he could be putting a bit more effort into the understanding part. Like, he's... I don't know, like, it's kind of like he's just keeps interacting with Rin and just hoping that it'll magically happen. That, like, someday a switch will flip and he'll suddenly go, oh, I get it now. Rhetorical one. What kind of an answer is an answer that doesn't answer anything? Is that a rhetorical question? You are not funny. But if you don't like it, would you like me to say something else instead? I don't have any good ones, though. How about... your pants are on fire. This can be our secret language. Rin's honest-to-goodness silliness, made twice more ridiculous by the fact that I know she is dead serious, derails me like it always does. It's like some kind of a safety lock to prevent me from becoming too much of a worrywart, dragging even my own thoughts off the ground where they should be. It makes me smile confusedly, but only on the inside. Even though the corners of my mouth are not drawn into a grin, I'm still impressed by her ease of wrecking any attempt at being too serious. Could she, should she will so, forget and ignore things that bug her? Could she, should she will so, forget and ignore things that bug her? Things that bother her? I think he's also going to find more pieces to puzzle, but he doesn't have all the pieces. He has, like, sense jigsaw or something. Yeah, like, there is part of that. But I feel in that analogy, like, Hisao is waiting to have all the pieces before he even tries to assemble it. And sometimes when you buy... yeah, like, he's not even trying to put together the pieces he does have. That's, I feel, the problem. Like, it's kind of like, if I can't understand her perfectly, it's not enough. But yeah, I do agree with that kind of. I think like you do. I feel with most people in that sense, you have to make sense of the jigsaw that another person is, but you'll never have all the pieces. And some like different people will get different pieces about you. And like not everyone who knows you in the same way. Could she? Should she will so? Be free of whatever burden being her means? Or am I the only one who feels burdened by being myself? No thanks. But still, the times when I feel that I'm on the same page as you are pretty rare. Feels like there's this huge gap, and sometimes you just go to the other side and I don't have any way to reach you from where I am. It's like you were in some completely different place at times, even though you were right here. That's right. There's an insurmountable discontinuity, an imaginary glass wall that blocks comprehension from happening. There might be such a gap between any two people, but with Rin it feels more tangible. Rin does not react to my thoughts, not to the ones I uttered aloud, nor the ones I did not. It's even worse with art. I'm not very good at art, I admit it. I joined the art club because I thought it could be interesting. And I guess it is. I like art. I like your art too, but just like with you, I can't comprehend it. And I'm pretty sure nobody really can. This seems to worry her slightly. Do you think so? Yeah, I guess that art is meant to be interpreted, not understood. That's how I'd put it. That's a sad thought. I guess it might feel like one. Does it make you feel sad for yourself? Rin thinks about this for a while, and then shakes her head surprisingly vehemently. The first thing she focuses her eyes on afterward is me. Both of these things make me glad, and relieved. That's good, isn't it? Anyway, you should go see the teacher and apologize properly. Kisao, I feel you still owe her an apology. I think he is worried about you. Can you do that? This time, she nods her head. Only it's not as vehement. The hallway is empty, almost intimidating. Nomiya's office is the art classroom at the other end of the third floor hallway. Our steps echo disturbingly. The atmosphere is unlike on a normal afternoon. It feels like the school knows that nobody will be coming back for a month too. The door is open, but not very inviting. I'll wait outside. Nodding barely noticeably, Rin strides in without stopping, and naturally, without knocking. Maybe that's why it takes a few seconds before I hear the teacher's voice from inside. There you are! Hello. A conflict arises. Should I stay here, or go somewhere else? Is this a choice? I'm not sure if I even want to eavesdrop on them. Okay, we are going for it. Manners lose to curiosity, and so I stay close enough to listen in. Yeah, to be fair, I feel like quite a jerk if you did go wander off, because you did tell Rin that you'd wait outside. Their voices echo in the hallway, but no matter. There's nobody around, save for me. Dear girl, what on earth were you thinking, leaving like that on the big night? I couldn't say anything. Compared to Nomiya's scolding tone, Rin sounds awfully quiet and withdrawn. Her words seem to drown under his. I have to say, I'm very disappointed in you, Tezuka. It was no good at all. Never mind all the things I did for you, but what about Sai? What about all the guests who wanted to meet you? There was nobody. Even Hisao. You have embarrassed us very badly, Tezuka. Oh. Reputation is what counts. Surely you know that. It's alright. I don't need it. Don't need? What do you think you know? Rin's replies only seem to agitate the teacher more, his voice rising with every sentence. The path of an artist is a thorny one, I'll tell you that. Thorny! You have to see the big picture. There'll be bad times and good times. Things are like they are. It'll be alright, even... You might now think that it's oh so wonderful and easy. But how far would you have gotten without me? I won't always be there for you. When you lie on the floor of your minuscule room, your rent 3 weeks late, your mind blank for the 4th week straight, then you will wish that you had listened to old Normie a bit more. When you keep measuring how the shadow of your chair becomes longer over the spring because that's all your lethargy allows, maybe that's when you will start caring about your career. That doesn't matter. Your resolve is not enough. I'm not a resolved person. You're not a resolved person? Then tell me, why? Why? Why did we go through all this trouble if it amounts to mosquito shit? Oh dear, the teacher blew a fuse. Him yelling at Rin makes me feel bystander's guilt. If I'd gone with her, maybe he wouldn't have gotten so angry. He saw Normie was looking at his own ideal. Yeah. If I'd not let her run away, he wouldn't have gotten angry in the first place. I still could go and save her. I don't think I can. I was the same. I yelled at Rin too, and I'm feeling all the more embarrassed about it now. I felt justified to vent my anger at her face just because I felt it was her fault that I was so frustrated. I was no more justified than the teacher is. A terrible silence sets upon the hallway. Rin does not have anything to say to Nomiya. Whether she has run out of answers, or she knows that arguing would only make him angry, is anyone's guess. The teacher has nothing more to say either, it seems. Or maybe he just ran out of breath. For a moment I imagined the two of them just staring at each other. One full of red-hot anger, the other full of... Yes, what? I can't tell how Rin feels. Not before, not now. Teacher seems to expect Rin to say something too, but since she doesn't, he finally continues in a quieter but not less angry voice. What worth is there in doing so much work if the outcome is nothing? Still, Rin will not say anything. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have gotten so excited. He does not sound sorry at all. Rather, his tone is cold and sharp, like he was spitting the words out of his mouth. It seems that I was expecting too much. You are not an artist after all. Yeah, not sorry at all. He storms out of the clubroom and down the stairs without noticing me. That's maybe for the best. After he has gone, I peek carefully inside the classroom. Rin is left standing there, in front of the teacher's desk. I couldn't say I'm sorry. She says it into the humid air of the classroom, not to me. But since the room won't answer her, I'll have to. That was unfair of him. He was angry, but still. I can't decide how to end my sentence. Disdaining the teacher feels like disdaining my own behavior from 2 days ago. Maybe it's time you apologize. Stupid, but correct in hindsight. Rin won't answer, staying petrified where she stands, so I walk up to her. She stood up for herself, in a way. I didn't expect that. I can't determine whether it's unbecoming or not, but either way, she did it. Against me, she never did. I sort of wish she had. Maybe I would not feel this bad then. Lately, it really seems that I've been wishing for all kinds of things. Rin? Go away. Why? What are you saying? You're angry with me too, right? I thought you were my friend. I thought he was too. Oh. Her voice is unlike I've ever heard it. It's bitter, sharp like needles, and she keeps staring pointedly at her toes. I don't think it's about that. He wanted you to be something you are not, and... I take a deep breath and finally catch her eyes in my own, locking our gazes. I'm sorry. I wanted us to be something else too. More than friends. Maybe that's why I couldn't contain myself and became so frustrated, just like the teacher did. What more? There's nothing more to me than me. That's all I am. I don't understand that. Well, the answer should be obvious, right? I remember myself, thinking of the purpose of friendship, to put up with everything and anything, to be there for your friend. Did I fail as a friend? Thinking it could be a stepping stone for something else? Yeah, that's something you have to be careful with friendship. And, yeah. I know I kind of, like, my opinion very much is, like, I feel you should be friends before romance. But at the same time, like, you need to temper, like, any romantic expectations that do come up in friendship. Because if those feelings that you wanted to be something more begin trumping the friendship you already have, maybe because of those thoughts, I didn't manage to put up with things, to keep it together. As outrageous as Rin is and was, I shouldn't have let myself get caught into that. Especially when I started feeling the way I did towards her. So, did I fail? That's what her eyes seemed to ask. I'm sorry, Rin. I might not be able to be your friend. I don't think I could ever be a good friend to you. I say these things because they are true, not because one of us would like to hear them. But they are something that must be said. The finality of my words creates a shaking silence. For what could either of us add to that? Why? Why does all this happen? People are doing things I don't ask for and don't want, and everyone keeps getting angry at me. I have no idea what is going on anymore and can't stop feeling like I want to run away from everything. Yeah. People keep pushing expectations onto her and never considering... She can't articulate well enough that that's not what she wants. She shuts her eyes tight and breathes out, deeply, calmly. When the eyelids open, all I can see is dark green desperation. I have no idea what's wrong with me. A frenetic outburst stupefies me for a moment, and for a heartbeat we just gaze into each other's face. Yeah, I know what that feels like. Seeing her confused eyes desperately looking for answers from mine only makes me sad because I know I have none. I don't know either. But you know, you yourself said that things are not right nor wrong. They just are. You either accept them, work to change them, or give up. It's not that I hate you, or that Teacher Nomiya does. I just think that I am the kind of person who gives up when he feels he can't go on. And even if you hate it, this is how things are. I'm saying pretty cruel things, but I can't stop myself. The words keep rolling off my tongue with slow, hard certainty. I can see them hitting Rin almost like physical blows. As the wetness gathers into the corners of her eyes, they are still wide with the shock of rejection. As the tears start rolling down her pale cheeks, she does nothing to stop them. As they fall down on the floor one by one, she stands still, staring at me with a gaze full of hollow disbelief. But reality catches up. Rin slumps forward as if she was deflating and buries her face as deep in my shirt as she can. Rin is heavy and feather light when I support her weight. She doesn't really sob or bawl, just leans against me, letting her tears burn through my shirt into the skin underneath. And I let her, bringing my hand around her shoulders in a clumsy hug that does no good to comfort her. I can feel Rin's vertebrae against my fingertips, like hard and jagged reminders of how messed up things are. Her slim shoulder quivering against my palm is a pitiable sight, and the hopelessness of being part of the cause for Rin's sadness keeps shredding my heart. This is not the apology I wanted. I hoped that when he said he was sorry it would I didn't think that's what he would be sorry for, but... This is... In a way, like, this feels more rough than the bad ending. To make a girl cry is the most despicable thing to do. Even Rin. Especially Rin. Behind that veil of aloofness, Rin is just a human being too. Just as confused, scared, and lost as any of us is. Most of the time it seems that there is no rhyme or reason for what Rin does and says, but for once, I think I really understand how she feels. But no words can express it, and no words can make it better. So wordless we stay, quietly waiting for her tears to run out. If you would just get it, Hisao. There are things that words can't say. Rin just has more of them than most people. Time passes agonizingly slowly. Even the lazy specks of dust floating in the air seem to pause into a standstill. The obligatory wall clock is ticking distractingly from above the door. I decide against counting the seconds, because it would make them feel longer. Eventually, Rin stirs a little and, still smothering herself against my chest, mutters into my shirt. Let me be here for a while. Please, Hisao. Just give me a little while. A soothing deluge spreads into my consciousness, the knowledge that, while being here for Rin is all I can do for her, that's all she wants right now, even after all we've gone through. It's funny as your frustration here is half held of Hisao and Hanaga route. Oh boy. Okay. That gives me something to look forward to. Sure. So she stays there. But I still can't bring myself to draw her closer, so I can embrace her properly. It's because doing it would just make me so sad that I don't know if I could bear it. The realization that we might never really be able to become what we want to be for the other crystallizes into my mind as a diamond-hard enlightenment. A pang surges through my heart like an electric shock. It's painful. This clarity hurts. What can we be for each other? What meaning is there for us to desperately cling to each other even though it seems so futile? What should I say to Rin? How can I make her feel better? I do not know any of those things, and I fear knowing them would only hurt more. Forcefully, I push all of that out of my mind, because I don't want to be thinking of hurtful truths. My thoughts calm down soon enough. The sadness disperses until all that is left is me and Rin, and the tender feeling of her warmth and softness against my chest. When did I fall in love with her? I can't remember, but I'm certain it was way before the warm touch of her lips on my own, on that orange-coloured afternoon when she was sick with cold, and I went to see her because of unclear reasons. Her carefree attitude, the air of otherness around her, all the things that make Rin herself, those things captured me with irresistible force. The way she could take in anything and everything, giving it only the value she herself placed, weighing all things fairly and without prejudice, seeing the world as she wanted. This is something I could never do, and Rin was probably more amused to me than anything ever was to her. She seemed so free to me, truly a free spirit, while I, constantly worrying about everything, seemed so inhibited that it was almost embarrassing. Maybe that's why I latched so tightly onto Rin, trying to get inside her world that was so different from my own bleak life. Before I noticed it, that irresistible force had pulled me dangerously close to her, but it turned out to be way too alien for me. And I had forgotten Newton, of all things. The gravitational force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the objects. So if two people feel something for each other,
Even though feelings are not governed by the constants of the universe, I can't help thinking that for some time now, I've been a satellite to Rin's brightly shining planet. Planet Rin. The thought makes me almost laugh. She really does seem to be from another planet at times, minus green skin and possibly some tentacles. Perhaps because of my stifled laughter, Rin pulls away and I let her go, feeling the cold when her warmth goes away and slight embarrassment for letting my thoughts run wild like that. I credit that as Rin being a bad influence on me, while being glad at the same time that she can't read thoughts for real. Rin's bitter tears have dried up, and she looks a little more like herself again. The lost look in her eyes is still there, though. Her gaze wanders around restlessly before stopping at me. What happened just now? Can you tell me? What do you mean? I cried. She says that hesitantly, as if not believing it herself. Yes. She keeps staring at me, as if pleading guidance so that she wouldn't have to feel so lost. Why? You were sad. Is that what you want me to say? But isn't that obvious? I don't know. Feels weird to cry. Maybe that's something else I kind of understand. Is something like not knowing what I'm feeling. Like I can honestly say that there aren't many moments in my life where I kind of can say like, no, this is what happy feels like. I feel like I know I probably am happy more often than I feel happy. No, but I think that's something like I've always noticed I don't tend to feel things unless I'm feeling more of an extreme of it. Particularly with negative emotions, like anger and sadness. Like I don't... Oh, if I get sad, it tends to be when I get really sad. Oh, but yeah, I kind of feel I get Rin here. What? I don't believe it. I mean, everyone does that. It's I bite my tongue before I finish my argument about normality. Norms do not apply to the person I'm talking to. It always felt so wrong. Different from what is in me. Like I couldn't really tell what I felt. So I started thinking that maybe I don't know what I'm feeling. Maybe it's me who is wrong. I thought those kinds of things. I thought painting was enough because it felt that I did at least that right. That all that is inside me could become a picture if I tried really hard. And it could. But it doesn't feel like it's enough anymore. If nobody else can see that, I will still be alone. Was it wrong to try? Everyone got really angry at me for that. I've rarely heard Rin say this much at once before. Once she finishes, she simply shuts up, looking so neutral that it's hard to believe she just said what she did. I don't know what to think. Rin was desperate for someone to look at her paintings and somehow see right through them into her soul, to understand her feelings, because she felt she could not express them in any other way. How can one say whether that is right or wrong? Could it be that all this time she's been trying to reach out to me like I've tried to reach out to her? It took you long enough! I sit down on a desk to think, and to rest my legs that kept us both standing for a long while. You know, when I read a good book or look at a starry sky or whatever, sometimes I too feel something profound, like a... Shoot, I don't know how to describe it. But the instant I try to put it into words, I feel that I lose something. It doesn't feel as real, as true as it did inside my head.
It feels a bit phony. Damn. Even what I just said felt phony. I offer a smile that is meant to be between funny and self-deprecating, but Rin doesn't react. Anyway, it might be that nobody can ever express their true feelings so that others understand. Reality has no chance of living up to what someone has inside their head. Nothing can match that. Not even your paintings. Except maybe for you. And I suppose you can't keep everything inside. You'd explode for real then. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's wrong to express your feelings. Even if you use painting as your conduit. You just can't expect people to understand you any better than they would if you did it any other way. In fact, you can't expect people to understand you at all. It's because everything is so subjective. You see the world the way you do, but it's different from everyone else. But isn't that terrible? I guess it is, in a way. She frowns, looking probably as stricken as she can, which is not much, but it's enough for me to understand that Rin is not particularly happy. I think it might make me sad after all. Yeah, I know. I wish I could do something to help it. I don't think I sound bitter, even though I am, a little. This is my problem. I cannot be what Rin wants for her. And for the same reason, she can't do the same for me either. Can you not? I mean, I'm still kind of on the fence with, like, if Hisao deserves Rin. But, like, he's at least now, like, he does have this moment of realization. But if there is a good ending where they end up together, then clearly there is some ways. She makes a difficult face, carefully trying to pick the words she wants to say. So Rin has times when it's hard to say anything to... Time? How have you not noticed this before? It can't be helped, I think. But if you say that, it makes me feel a little better. It's funny how some seemingly irrelevant things are the most significant ones at times like this. Like how Rin's voice is very, very small, barely audible when she says that. And how even her short bangs can cover her eyes when she looks downwards. And how they can't cover the deep red colour rising on her cheeks and all the way to the tips of her ears. They turn into a very interesting shade of red. A deafening silence follows. It's very awkward, as if I saw something that wasn't meant to be seen, even if it wasn't on purpose. I don't know what to say to that, but I keep feeling like I should know. She doesn't either. Still, it feels like there is no momentum to lose, even if we keep silent. Like we have some weird, wordless connection that would hold, even so. Rin keeps shifting her weight from one foot to the other restlessly, looking everywhere around the room except at me. She is the one who finally breaks the spell. Can we go? I don't want to stay here. Oh, yeah, of course. Where? My reply is covering my nervousness as badly as her question is covering hers. You can go wherever you like. I want to sleep. I haven't really slept for a few weeks. Feels like there's a flock of light blue butterflies inside my head. It makes it hard to think properly. The kind that you think is too blue to really exist. Like Emmy's panties this morning. Don't feel Hisao needed to know that. She shakes her head, and I almost expect a couple of ultramarine coloured morphos to pop out of her ears. A small smile tugs upwards the corners of her mouth. That reminds me. The blue, not the panties. The word for flock of butterflies is a swarm. I looked it up. That makes my eyebrow raise into a questioning arch. Why don't you use it then? I like the other word better.
Why look it up in the first place then? Then you should use it, right? She nods and falls silent, her gaze escaping mine to the side, attracted by the dark orange sunlight refracting from the windows. We stay like that for a little while, me silently looking at her, silently looking out of the window. Hey, you alright now? She glances at me from the corner of her eye, looking wistful again. The sunlight's reflection doesn't betray any more of her inner feelings. I'll need to think about that. I want to continue this conversation, grasping at those straws that she finally revealed to even exist. But Rin is looking out of the window so absent-mindedly that I know she won't be responsive in any way that would make sense. It's like some kind of defense mechanism of hers, to avoid being sensible. Her mind is like a butterfly in itself, always fluttering somewhere away whenever it's stirred. Just when I thought I could see behind her veil, she jumps out of my reach again. Maybe that's just how Rin is. Maybe that's something I should just accept to get some peace of mind. Okay, I'll walk you back to the dorms then. Thanks. Really. The empty hallways of the school, devoid of its students, feel very lonely. Less than 1 hour after the summer vacation began, the building seems to be deserted, and all that intrudes on the stillness of the hallways are our footsteps. The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students and teachers. It's as though the school has become a private world for only the two of us, a desolate place filled with silence and chalk dust. I feel we had this conversation before, like much earlier in the route. I think I have to change. She says it out of the blue while we walk down the staircase from the third floor, still managing to feel like she is mirroring what I was thinking just before. That's what people must do sometimes. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there would be so much to talk about. And even those words drown in the all-encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if they were never said. Rin's Chapter 4 is going quite a bit longer on than Emmy's. Emmy's only had like 3 scenes. The first day of summer vacation is a disappointment. I woke up. Water came down from the leaden sky in biblical proportions. I was optimistic at the time. A quick summer shower, I thought. Torrents of rain for a few minutes, then it's gone. No such luck. Rainwater is relentlessly pouring down from the blue-grey sky outside, streaming down the glass of my window in small brooks and rivers and gathering together to form miniature ponds on the walkways. Just like it has done for the past 2.5 hours. So I've been half-assedly cleaning up in between half-assedly reading a book, packing my stuff on the side when I get bored of the first 2. The weather drags my spirits pretty down too, making it harder to do anything properly. Something bumping quite loudly against my door rouses me from my apathy. Is that Rin knocking with her shoulder or her head, or kicking the door? I hope it's not Kenji in his crazy indoors bowling alley. I hear no more sounds from the corridor until I walk to the door and open it. Rin. I wish seeing her would evoke some more emotion in me, but for one, I'm too surprised that she came to see me, and for two, she is soaking wet. Her uniform shirt is drenched, and she is standing in a self-created puddle. Droplets of rainwater are dripping from her short bangs and sliding down her nose until they fall down from the tip. One by one. Hi. Fetch the lady a towel. How are you feeling? Medium normal. The relative questionability of her statement aside, she sure doesn't look too good. You're all wet. It's because I can't come from the outside. You know it. Why'd you be outside? It's raining buckets out there if you haven't noticed. It's raining bucket. Of course you take that literally. I haven't. It's raining pretty hard though. I was on a walk.
Is this what you call wallowing in self-pity? Do you think I'm pitiful? No, I implied that you think you are. I'm not. And rain is not a sad thing. Don't you ever walk into rain? I do, but only with proper equipment, like an umbrella. You just need to imagine you have a blue umbrella with white stripes. It might be tough when rain is falling on my head. Just imagine hard. Just imagine harder. Yeah, she definitely is back to normal. Those half-sarcastic, inconsiderate remarks that really push my buttons even though she doesn't mean it. That vacant, spaced-out stare that always expects more than it gives. It's so very much like her. I may need to come in. I need some help with this water and clothes I'm wearing. My brain quickly solves this equation, and I stumble with my words, a stark display of contrast against Rin's easygoing self-invitation. But Emmy... Rin shakes her head vehemently, causing water to sprinkle everywhere. She left. Besides, she would just worry and fuss until she could not worry or fuss anymore, which always takes a troublesomely long time. It's in fact longer than I want to hear her fussing, and I thought you probably are not the fussing kind. She slumps down on my desk with a squishy sound. Her soaked clothes are making the desk and everything on it wet, but she doesn't care. Okay, fine. I'll help you out. I have a towel somewhere. Do you want dry clothes? Do you want dry clothes? Is uniform fine? I'm taller than you, but... everything is fine. With a little searching, I find a fresh uniform and a fluffy towel from the depths of my closet. The towel in one hand and the uniform in the other, I turn to face Rin again, uncertain of the next step. Why do I have a feeling I know where this is leading? There is something wrong with me. A normal guy would... Stop worrying. It is not a problem. She probably could see right through my hesitant demeanor. As if I was completely transparent to her. I push my anxiety away and concentrate on the 8 buttons lined on her shirt, just like mine has. Maybe... I know it's rain outside and there's not going to be many people out there, but maybe don't do this right in front of a window? Okay, yep. Thought that's where this was leading. So, this is... Am I still on the good ending? Present? What? Present or present? Okay, present is in time. Present is a fleeting and vague concept at best. The moment between the past and the future? That doesn't really mean anything. Thinking too much about things that don't make sense is a waste of time. That's why living through the present is always the best option. Doing great, sweet. What am I doing great at? Huh? I don't feel like I'm struggling at the moment. I'm confused. Besides, for us who can't foresee the future and who forget the past too easily, present is really the only proof of our existence. Even though existence will go on even if you forget about it for a while, it's good to seize the day at least every once in a while. That way, you can confirm that you are, in fact, alive. I am pretty sure that the girl who is standing there half naked, staring out of the window of my room, has a much better grasp of present than I do. As for me, well, right now I'm somewhat confused by my present state, since I should try to locate my shirt and not stare at Rin's butt. But I can't stop looking at her. She's so close to the glass that her nose is probably going to leave a mark. At least her breathing does, when it condenses on the rain-cooled window glass before quickly disappearing again. My shuffling around to get dressed doesn't rouse Rin from her contemplation, which is fine really. I don't mind the silences as much as I used to. Only after I'm almost finished with buttoning up my shirt does Rin say something, still without turning to look at me. Let's go somewhere. Where? I can only assume she is inviting me and not the windowsill, but it's a fair guess. I know. What? Help me get dressed. I think today is the day. Come on, cloves. Cloves, cloves. What an impatient tone. Come on, you got it off just fine. This is the same, but the other way around. It's like talking backwards. Seems... You're an idiot. Yeah, I was feeling that. Like, when I saw chapter 4, I thought I'd try and, like, push on. Because I know, like, Emmy's route ended pretty quickly after chapter 4 began. Ceases to dress me. Perplexed by her sudden and prodigious display of mental processing capacity, I forgot to attempt reversing her gibberish back. I'm pretty sure I couldn't switch to talking backwards that fluidly even with some practice. Could you repeat that? Ceases to dress me. Got it, fine. I'll give it a try. Rin launches towards the door, even though her shirt is not even buttoned all the way up yet. Left with little choice, I run after her. I was about to say, like, this would be a moment for Kenji to show up. As soon as I realize that we are heading for the side entrance leading to the forest, I think I know where Rin wanted to go. Although I couldn't say why she'd want to go there. Then again, I can't really assume my guesses to be anywhere near correct when Rin is concerned. Not even for a quite generous definition of correct. The forest behind the wall smells of rain. Petrichor. I do like the smell of nature and rain. Well, nature after it's rained. The last raindrops are still dripping from the wet undergrowth into the earth, despite the rain being gone for a while already. We stroll along with an unhurried pace that Rin sets, giving me time to take in the calming atmosphere. I think I can hear Rin saying hello to at least 3 different trees while she walks past them, but I ignore it, just like the trees do. She leads me to the narrow side path leading up to the hilltops, as I guessed. I peek through the canopy trying to find a rainbow, but there doesn't seem to be one. It's perfect weather for rainbows. The sun is shining low and rain has passed not too long ago. Well, whatever. I lower my eyes from the treetops to see the gaunt back of the girl who is climbing up the hill slowly, without losing her balance. A few steps ahead of me on the path, but still within my reach. I don't think I ever could reach a rainbow, but reaching Rin? It seems less impossible than it used to seem. The clear sky greeting us from above the meadow clearing seems vast and beautiful. A strong wind is hurling the rain clouds away from the town, to the other side of the mountains in the distance. The sight is pretty, but a speck of white flies past the edge of my peripheral vision. But when I turn to look, it's already gone. Oh, the dandelions are seeding. Another follows. Then a third. Before I realize it, dozens of almost invisible small tufts of white are flying all around us. Look, the flowers. I see it now. The sea of dandelions that covered the hilltop on our last visit has changed over the days. Where there was bright yellow before, there is now fluffy white. Some of the flowers have already shed their seeds, but many are still waiting for a suitable gust of wind. Today, those gusts are not in short demand. Every now and then they shake the grass thoroughly, and suddenly the air is thick with dandelion seeds. One by one, the seeds separate from the flower heads and are lifted away. A commonplace event, but one that seems to fascinate Rin for some reason. She's turning her head from side to side, marveling at the change happening all around her as the seeds fly away. I watched them too, following the white tufts floating with the wind towards the horizon, and imagined that I can see them even after they disappear from my sight. Hisao, what is it? Do you love me? I snap to attention, to meet her suddenly very serious face that is not looking only at the flowers anymore. What a tough question, asked just like that, out of the blue. Still, her bluntness compels me to answer rapidly. I don't know.
Maybe I do. Maybe too rapidly. What does that mean? I don't know. Rin sighs, perhaps unhappy with my wishy-washy answer. I would be too. Me neither. I don't think I know much about love. It's fine, isn't it? How should I know? The shrug of her shoulders seems to say, hesitating to give a firmer answer. She stays silent for only a second too long, but even that second isn't long enough for me to think ahead. I love you. Those 3 words freeze me in place like a rabbit staring into headlights. But I'm not a rabbit, and I'm just staring into Rin's eyes that seem far, far too impassive for what she just let out of her mouth. Rin looks pretty serious, though, until she sticks out her tongue, frowns a little, and confuses me even more than her words did. Why does she look mildly unhappy? Was it a confession of her deepest feelings? A test to see how I would react? A test to see how she would react? It tastes weird. Tastes? Yeah. So weird.
I kind of get that.
Well, maybe not. Maybe I don't quite get it, but like I know I have that feeling. Like sometimes, like words just don't sound right when you say them. Sometimes, like that's one reason. Like personally, why I don't like swearing too much. It's because yeah. Like I just don't like how the words sound in my mouth. Oh, hi Kendi, welcome to the stream. You've nearly missed it, but you made it for the end at least. But yeah, I kind of get that. Like some things, some words you kind of put in your mouth, they just don't sound. They don't feel right. Not even necessarily the sound. She laughs. Maybe nervously, or so I want to think. But stops midway when she notices how strange it sounds. Like, I don't know what, I don't think there's a word for this. Rin keeps on talking as though there was no meaning behind her words. Steady and careless words dropping from the same tongue that formed the more important ones. A word for, except, it's like, she can't find the words. Rin just keeps staring at me, stumbling with her words as if her brain suddenly ground to a halt. She looks awfully confused, much like how I feel right now as I wait for her to explain. But she doesn't. She just blinks a few times, the flutter of her long lashes catching my fancy because she looks like she is petrified otherwise, until I realize what they were fighting against. It's those weird tears again. Not associated with sadness or happiness, not pitiable sobbing nor laughter of joy, just tears. Spontaneously and without a warning. Like that one time in her classroom. Just a few of them. Not enough to make a fuss about, so Rin doesn't make a move to hide them even after noticing. Rin cries, looking like she has no idea why, and somehow a great uneasiness grows in my chest when I look into her watery eyes to stare right back at me. It petrifies me too. The shock of the incomprehensibility of this situation. I just don't know what is happening anymore. Rin? What's wrong? She shakes her head in confusion, stumbling to get the words out of her mouth. Sorry. I might be a little afraid of you. The words are muttered slowly with a small voice that is as disbelieving of what it's saying as I am. What? Why? I don't know. Saying that just made me feel like that. People cry when they are afraid, right? See? I can do it too. She's averting her gaze now, deliberately not looking at me. It bewilders me. At least as much as what she is saying. I sometimes, with you, want to run away so badly, but I can't move. It's like my legs turn into lemon panna cotta pudding. My heart feels like it's going to explode, and... She slumps her shoulders melancholically. Has a thing like this ever happened to you? I remember the leaden sky above the frozen forest, and the sound of the leafless branches clacking against each other. It's like a memory from another life. Yeah, once. My heart hurt a lot back then too. But I thought your thing was not contagious. I shake my head and a tiny, slightly forced smile rises on my lips. The other ailment of my heart could very well be contagious, and I wouldn't care a bit. What are you afraid of? I never thought I was scary. Rin shakes her head desperately, as if knowing that the tangle inside her mind won't be undone with just that. You make me feel that I should be someone else than me. It's a scary thing. It happens when you're being nice to me, like yesterday. I never know what to do at times like that. It's hard. Her voice is barely audible. A whispered admission of something that is too embarrassing to even think of. Not to mention to say aloud. Rin has never been one to be embarrassed, so she does utter it aloud, only timidly, as if by instinct. But I want to do something, but I don't know if this me can. For a moment, we just stare at each other, as if waiting for the other to say something. You're so stupid. Rin's lips taste salty and scared against mine. Oh, that's been a while since we've seen that. As I grasp her into an embrace, I feel my heart thumping into my chest painfully. Peace out? Even though I am glad that she can say things like that, they make me sad after all. Rin's spirit, her passion, her strength, all those things that I hold dear are the ones I don't want to change. How should I treat them? Where are they headed to? Is that future irrevocably different from mine? That anxiety will never lose its grip on my heart, but I think I could learn to live with it. Slowly, the pain in my heart dies out, and it settles into the same rhythm as Rin's. We listen to that for some time. After our lips break apart, it takes a while for either of us to realize that we can say something now. See? Learning to accept a puzzle. Yep, that's... part of me is feeling that this bit feels a little rushed, like the reconciliation between the pair. Part of me feels that is kind of like in character for Rin. Like, Rin does seem the type who just accepts things for as they are. Like, she doesn't need time to get over things, in a sense. Oh, but it still feels like Hisao went very quickly from... I don't think we can be I don't think I can be a good friend to you, to this. But I suppose maybe they're just like running out of time in the story. Just compared to how much of it was Hisao not understanding. You're a really kind person, even when you're not. It's the most scariest thing ever. I think that all I was ever afraid of is your kindness. Is it bad? Even if you are afraid? She thinks about this for a while, furrowing her brow as though this was some kind of hard math problem. No, I'm alright with it. It's fine if it's you. Maybe together you'll find the missing pieces. Root as a whole. Yeah, Rin does feel like there could be more time for this. Like, it doesn't...
my mate, the only thing now that's kind of rubbing me the wrong way is that, yeah, it does feel abrupt. Like, we had Hisao isn't understanding her, he isn't understanding her, he isn't understanding her. And then all of a sudden, like, things seem to just be fine between them. I suppose to continue using Muni's jigsaw analogy, I don't feel like we had the process of Hisao, like, putting together some of that puzzle. It just feels like one moment it was in pieces, 1 minute he's put the parts he has together. Like a weight lifted from my chest, her words elate my heart, filling it with, I don't know, a happiness? What else could it be? This time, my smile is genuine. Rin steps back, still smiling gently at me like I do at her. While she wipes her face on her shoulder, I pick up a round, plump dandelion clock and bring it to my pursed lips. They spread out into the wind that picks them up to carry them to a new home. To think, only a few short weeks ago they were so different. Just not going to be happy. I am, yeah. I'm better with them. I'm kind of... It's still kind of, like, it leaves, like, a bitter taste in my mouth. Like, how... I feel... I don't know, it just feels this turnaround that doesn't feel deserved. I feel that's the problem. Like, I wanted to see more of him, like, making an effort to understand her. And it not just be like, the writer waved a wand and kind of, like, okay, you've gotten to this point in the story, you now have permission to understand her a little bit more. It just felt like that, I suppose. This is change. Still under the impression he's how doesn't. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, I just feel I wouldn't feel this way so much if there was like a progression I saw. Hey, so the flowers became what they were meant to become, like you said the last time. Does anyone deserve Rin? You've got a point there, Kendi. Oh, maybe I wouldn't be satisfied with anyone for Rin. What about you? Did you become a true artist? Or did you not, because you ran away? She pauses for a while to ponder my question, and shrugs her shoulders. It almost makes me laugh. The carefree easiness of her gesture is a lovely thing. A sign of how Rin can, truly and really, without any restraints whatsoever, shed the entire weight of the world from her shoulders, should she will so. She is, in every possible and probably a few impossible ways, free. And I think I might love her for that. I don't think it matters. Let's just watch the clouds for today. She takes 5 steps to climb on a large rock so she can rise as high as it's possible here and stands on tiptoes. When you reach for the clouds, every inch counts. Sure, let's watch the clouds. It's good to do something you really want to do every now and then. Yeah, you're probably right. I glance upwards at the blue sky opening high above us. It's a deep cerulean vastness that spreads to fill my entire field of vision and beyond. Yet Rin stays on her rock, peering at the distant horizon where the rain clouds are drifting further away from us. Excuse me? I have decided something. That dreaming voice of hers, spoken to the wind that carries it to my ears, is lacking resolve in tone, but is full of it in meaning. It's alright to be me after all. It's alright? Her decisions always seem to be pretty far out. Well, I suppose that it is an important realization. coming to terms with oneself, accepting yourself, being fine with what you are. A simple resolution of heart that for some people is overbearingly hard to do, if not impossible. I do realize well enough that I might also be one of those people. Ridden too. Maybe we are not that different after all. Maybe to accept someone else, you must first accept yourself. Maybe that is a necessary step, which we didn't take until now. Looking at her standing on that rock, I believe that she can find whatever she is looking for. And so can I. The wind catches her hair and clothes, and Rin spreads her short arms into an embrace that is so very, very tiny, but as wide as she can ever do. For a moment it looks like she herself might take flight, and I have to hold myself back to not reach for her shoulder, to not drag her back to me. But this picture is something I can only watch. It is something for me to remember. Rin's sleeves are flapping freely in the wind, her hair wildly tousled by it, her skin touched by the setting sun. Her sleek form that I've come to adore is quivering in the cool wind that carries the small white specks past her, each a beginning of a new flower. Each the beginning of a new weed. I can never forget that. Like, dandelions are like problems for a lot of gardeners. Like, yes, they look pretty and it's all that, but they get everywhere and just grow everywhere. They are a pest. All that is engraved inside my heart. Like those tiny seeds scattered into the wind, I'm sure that Rin too can take her place in this world without the need to create her own inside of it. Maybe she believes it too. And standing as close to heaven as possible, she's giving the world a big hug. To me, it seems like the entire world really could fit there, between those small arms of hers, inside of her all-encompassing embrace. Isao? She looks at me in the same way she calls my name, carelessly over her shoulder with a strange happiness in her voice and in her eyes. I gaze into those mysterious, dark eyes that are curiously twinkling from below her auburn hair. Although I'm too far from her to see it, I'm sure they reflect in my image. What is it? What's the word for when it feels inside your heart that everything in the world is alright? Oh. Can you seize the reach it? Oh, okay. I got the good ending. No. Nope. The concept art. Why was... Why? This is still... This is one thing that does kind of make me... I don't know. Like a little... like a little uncomfortable about Katawa Shoujo is... No neutral end. Which one? It's art. It's art. I know it's art, but it's still just... I don't... It's like writing and like drawing like sexual content between like underage people is kind of just like, I get they're fictional, so I don't know if I never looked at that legally because it just like I don't know. I know, it just doesn't feel right to me. Like like in a way I'm fine with it being implied in stories because I know it happens. Like no, but yeah, I don't know, it just still feels weird. But yeah, I guess that's Rin's story. So that was, yeah. Rin, I feel definitely. I feel she's going to be hard to beat as kind of my favorite character in it. Hisao is definitely yeah, my this definitely drop. I think it depends on the context. If the context telling a story, and we could, yeah, it does fall in probably 18 in this case since they're seniors. Possibly. I don't know. It still feels kind of weird. Like part of me, part of me kind of wonders, like in situations like this, like could it not have been like could you have written the story just so it was about like college students? Like would that have been like, did it have that's the kind of thing, like, does it have to be school age? Could things have been tweaked to, I don't know, like I know college can be quite different, but you know, I'd feel a lot more comfortable with it. So, but yeah. So, but yeah. So, yeah. It's Vienna, most of those are high school. Yeah, I do get high school, like, is like a massive setting for like anime and like anime adjacent content in general. Which I kind of also get because it is a place where, you know, a lot of different people are kind of all like forced to interact with each other. So it's where it's one of those places where you get a lot of different personalities that can clash. Oh, but yeah, it's just when you start going into the adult side of things, when with characters who aren't really adults, that it gets. I'm iffy on this. I don't. Yeah. Initially, Katawa Shoujo was based on Doshin art in Japan. Oh, okay. That doesn't particularly surprise me to hear that, but that'd make a lot of fictional works on it. Yeah, I'm not going to be overly strict with it because again, I know it's realistic to an extent. Like I know it's not like teenagers universally abstain until they're 18. No, it's like seeing it. Just my problem is just with seeing it depicted. Like I even if I was playing this on my own time, I would, and like I have played other games which have like more explicit sexual content in it, but I would not be okay with playing the uncensored version of this because I know these characters are most likely underage. I'm fine with them having the scenes that like are faded out and censored, but like similar to like reading a book and it being like overly like explicit in descriptions, that's kind of where I have my issue. But no, I'm some of them are 18. Oh, some of them I suppose I'm talking about this in a general principle kind of thing. Like I'm not trying to say that like this is like a big complaint against the game or anything. I'm just kind of these are my personal feelings on the matter. And like I'm still planning like fully to play through the other 3 routes. Emi is technically older than Hisao. Hanako turns 18. You think Lily is also 18? No. I'm not sure about Shizune and Rin. Yeah, age doesn't feel like it's been mentioned a lot in Rin and Hanako. The only ever goes in their final year of high school. Though your final year of high school, though, you can also be, I think it's like 17. Like 17 and 18. So, yeah, I do also know that, like, part of this might come from the whole, like, the technical, like, some technicalities about the age of consent laws in Japan. Even though what I remember, like, Katawa Shoujo isn't, like, written by, like, actual Japanese authors, is it? It's just based on it. But no, again, I'm getting sidetracked because I'm already over time. I need to close up. But no, I do feel Rin is going to be a difficult route to beat. But next, I think Lily is kind of who I was thinking next. Because of just that extra interaction we had with her at the beginning of this story. I'm quite interested to see more of her character. And yeah. So it does feel like that's like 11 streams to get through 2 routes. I got 3 routes to go. So I'm probably gonna be looking at like 25 streams in total. Which I could do. I could have me. I could be here for a while, probably into November nearly. Given that I'll be taking a few weeks off in the beginning of September. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with some Monster Hunter Rise. And on Friday, I'll be back to join Mooney with our tour through Final Fantasy XIV. And yeah. I'll just say thank you for coming along. I do hope you enjoyed. I did enjoy getting to see the end of this route, even if Hisao was getting on my nerves. But yeah. Until next time. I hope you have a good day. Have a good evening. And goodbye.